Hey guys, Peter here to tell you about the latest from Seven Kingdoms, The Square. The EP is a self-release with 5 tracks and 20 minutes in length. This is the band's third EP and they are an American power metal band. Now these 5 new songs, 4 of them are actually brand new tracks. The other one is a cover that was selected by fans during their Kickstarter campaign for Zenith. And speaking of Kickstarter campaign, there's one going on right now that ends May 1st. There's going to be a link in the description of this video if you want to check it out. You still have some time, and that Kickstarter campaign is doing extremely well, surpassing their goal, and that money will go towards promoting the record and also music videos. So it's money well spent if you decide to support Seven Kingdoms in this brand new Kickstarter campaign that they have going on right now until May 1st. But let's talk about the songs, and let's start off with The Square, a song that in my opinion continues the vibe left behind with Zenith. It's a little bit of a bridge track from one record to the next, and it's a song that's very melodic, very fast, great tempos, incredible vocal melodies, and the chorus really stands out. The backing vocals on this track really help create a sense of volume and texture, making the song more memorable from a vocal standpoint, but also infusing it with a lot more power, a lot more strength. Now the guitar sound is outstanding. It fills in the track. It gives the track also a little bit of a robust sound to it, and then the drums pack that same sound behind it, allowing the track to be a banger, to be your prototypical power metal song delivered by Seven Kingdoms. When you look at the song musically and vocally, this is what they're known for, and they do it extremely well. So starting off the record with this track, in my opinion, not only bridges the past with the present, but also allows you to see their strength right at the forefront of this release. Next comes Through These Waves. Now, still a track that has all of the DNA of Seven Kingdoms, but this time around a little bit more methodic. The vocals jump off of this track because of the more methodic sound that it has, allows the vocals to elevate themselves and be almost a little bit separated from everything else, and allows the guitars to have a little bit more heaviness, and also the drums to pack that same heaviness, making that sound more methodic. Adding weight to the sound allowed the sound to move a little bit slower, but it also allowed the vocals to have a little bit more of a predominant role and not necessarily sharing it with the more dynamic guitar sound that, for example, we saw in The Square. So I like the nature of this song because while being heavier and while moving slower, it still has a super hooky and catchy chorus, creating a perfect contrast between these two different worlds. The verses, where you see a lot more heaviness, a lot more of a methodic movement, and then the chorus, which is a lot more melodic, a lot brighter, really jumping out. So a nice track with a nice dynamic that allows you to see a different side of the band, but a side of the band that we've seen before. Now comes Wilted Pieces. This is the ballad of the record. This is the ballad of this EP, and it really breaks the EP into two. I mean, the 2 first songs have that heaviness and have that tempo that really allows you to see the power metal side of the band coming through. This song brings the more mellow side of the band into the forefront. This ballad opens up with keys, but then it moves into an almost 80s style sound, or at least style sound ballad, giving me a huge REO Speedwagon vibe in terms of the vocals, the guitar sound, the overall essence, the overall atmosphere of the track. It's a really great 80s infused ballad with that REO Speedwagon DNA mixed into a sound that is Seven Kingdoms through and through. After this song comes The Serpent and the Lotus, and this is another up-tempo song with some heaviness built into it, almost a merger of what The Square and Through These Waves offer. This song takes attributes out of those 2 songs, creating a kind of a hybrid track that allows you to see all the great elements of 2 songs now combining into one. The vocals sound phenomenal, some backing vocals in order to create some added texture and added size, really increasing the volume of the track, a volume that's also increased because of the heaviness of the sound. So it's a track that has this robust nature to it across all the different elements, and then it infuses some electronic pieces into the vocals, which I thought was really interesting and almost out of character when you look at all the 5 tracks on this record. but it makes the track itself feel very dynamic, not just from a musical standpoint, but also from a vocal standpoint. And it's a nice little nuance that the track puts forward that helps separate this track from every single song on this release. Last but definitely not least, Kyrie, a Mr. cover, and this was the song that was picked by fans during their Kickstarter of Zenith, and it's a great cover. First of all, it's a great cover because it connects really well with the original song. But then it's also a great cover because it has all of the DNA of Seven Kingdoms built into this song. I love Sabrina's voice on this track. It really feels like it was a song written for her, or at the very least written for her vocal delivery and her vocal attributes, keeping the electronic vibe of the original song, but moving into a more modern metal sound. It's really key, because that electronic sound was there in the original, but in the original was dated to that time period. So what they did was they kept that sound, but they moved it more with a more modern production, with more modern elements, allowing the connection between the past and the present to be clear, but obviously giving this song a facelift, giving it a new sound, and also infusing a lot more heaviness than the original had. The guitars on this track definitely have a much bigger impact than they did on the original. And then obviously the vocals do the rest, putting together a really interesting and great cover, like I said, feeling more like an original song from Seven Kingdoms than actually a cover song. This is it. This is their latest release, The Square, the EP, self-release, 5 tracks, 20 minutes by Seven Kingdoms. Once again, go check them out. Check out the link that I have in the description of the video for their Kickstarter campaign, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.